What's up, traders? So today sucked. Had one trade in ACHC. I'm just going to get right into it. It's not something to write home about. A little disappointed, and I'll tell you why. Just looking at the chart real quick, we'll just jump right into it. She was getting extended here, and this is my fault for two reasons. First reason being I did not abide by my rules. There was a couple other trades going on, BPTH. Everything I was rolling through this morning, if I wanted to roll the tape, I could show you, but we had HABT I was looking at. There was no volume there. CIFS, SQBG, TENX. There was a bunch of them that were going off at the bell that I couldn't short. So I think this was a little bit of a forced trade. This popped up on the scanner, ACHC, right around, I want to say it was here, around like 28.50. She was going up. There really wasn't much to feeling the top on this one, simply because of how low volume the stock was, and that's mistake number one. However, I felt the top was right here, right around the whole dollar. She looked like she was kind of giving up on it. She went over, obviously. She went over to 29.14. It felt like she didn't want to go any higher. So I took an entry right at 29. And that was the other thing. This was really spready. I hit it knowing that the bid was at 29, the ask was at 29.14. However, the bid was at like 29.05, and I saw the bid come down, and the ask was a little bit higher than 29.14 as well, and I saw that come down. So I felt like, okay, she might be done. I'm going to get in, look for the quick flush. I only took 100 shares, which I believe it says, yep, right down there at the bottom, 100 shares. However, she starts to do this. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Maybe she'll form a descending triangle. Well, then out of nowhere, she squeezed up. So as she's squeezing, I'm only in 100 shares. I'm like, I'm just going to really let this thing kind of go, and I'm going to feel it out. Well, she jumps up here to 29.93, and she looks like she doesn't want to go to 30. So I didn't want to miss my ad. So right around in here, she was at 29.95 on this candle. It just didn't feel like she was going to go. And right as I hit this thing, she went down to 29.81, and I'm like, all right, let's go. But the ask never came down. The ask got hit about 10 seconds later, and she just kept on going. Now, I tried to add right here. I tried to add 200 shares. This was actually a decent move. A lot of the volume actually kind of came in at the right time, so you could kind of feel it a little bit. And I tried to get in at 38, I think it was. 29. I tried again, 38, 33. Didn't give it to me. Did not give it to me. Very frustrating. She got the drop. I would have got out green on the trade. Apparently I didn't have enough buying power, which I'm actually talking to them right now about that. It's not on their list of restricted stocks. As you can see, ACHV is on there at 1-to-1. They're trying to tell me that it's 3-to-1. This is a little bit of a frustrating part of, and here's the trades, 29, 29.82. I did cover these top shares at 29.65. I set a stop at 30.10, which I'll show you in a sec why. And I was just looking, my average was 29.41 at this point. I was just looking for the breakdown, to try to get out a little bit less. But, I set that stop, and I just felt like if it hit it, then, it is what it is, which you'll see over here. But didn't get it. I could have been out green. Anyway, she climbs back up, and I even tried to just get back in again. Maybe I was doing something wrong with the montage. I didn't cover any of my shares here. I was just a little bit flustered and frustrated. I was very emotional at this point, which is something we got to keep under control, right, guys? Because I could have easily took my 100 shares, these 100 shares from 29.82, and I could have got rid of them, down. This made it down to 29.41. I could have just took those 100 shares, and when she popped back up, took the 100 shares again up here, knowing that I could take them. And then when she came back down here, I could have been green on the day. So, guys, even when things go against you and you're a little confused and you get emotional, you got to keep them in check, because there's always a way to make a bad trade a good bad trade, if that makes sense. So anyways, you know, I'm emotional, frustrated, and then finally she comes down to VWAP. She tested it a couple times, 1, 2, 3, and then here was the 4th time she finally went through. She felt like she was stopping, so I took my 100 shares here, and sure enough, I was right. She went back up, and this is where she formed. She didn't seem like she wanted to go over 30. So when she started coming back down and riding VWAP, this kind of looks like a descending triangle. I was kind of getting excited for a flush. And so I just set my stop right over this. I put it at 30.10 just because I figured I'd give it, you know, a little leeway because the stock had been spready all day. And then over here you can see these were all at 30.04, 30.05. So I was really just wanted to be right above this resistance area. I didn't want to put it like right over $30 and then it just get hit and then drop, which, you know, it could have done like right. No, it didn't even get there on here, but it could have. But sure enough, she spiked up, and then of course she started coming right back down after it stopped me out. I was like, of course she's gonna just, you know, probably plummet now, and but that wasn't the case. As you can see, she decided to squeeze, so I made the right play to have my stop there and get out. So at least I was smart about that. I didn't ride it up. I actually thought about getting in back up here near 31, but you know, this was just not my trade from the get, guys. And you know, lesson learned. You gotta stick to your rules. You have rules for a reason. Rules that should have kept me out of this trade. I forced this trade. It's Friday. I wanted to trade because I haven't traded the last 2 days because the kiddos kept me out of, you know, even being here for the bell. All these trades were popping up on the scanner. I couldn't short them. Just, you can't let the emotion get to you. It got to me, and that's why I took this trade. I took this trade out of pure emotion, and I forced it. And this is what happens when you force it. So, that's the little one. But with that said, guys, I'm just going to leave it at that. I hope you guys have a good weekend. If you have any questions about this trade, you want to talk about anything else, you know, just let me know. Sorry, I was responding to Shirt Trader real quick. I mean, it is what it is. You can see the trade. It wasn't the greatest of trades. It could have been a decent trade, and I would have had a green Friday, but it wasn't. So, you know, I got flustered, didn't stick to my plan, you know. Even if this doesn't pop up like this and it came down to right here, like say this happened instead of that, I should have been taking 100 shares here anyway. So the fact that it came down here after the fact, I still should have been taking my 100 shares because that would be the plan all along. But it didn't. And then look what it did. It went against me even more. And that's when, you know, I wasn't a deer in headlights. You know, I knew what I was kind of doing. I was seeing if it would double top, which it did. And if she continued up to 31, you know, I was just going to have to cut it. It was that simple. That was what I told myself in the moment. You know, if she was right here and she just kept going, you know, you just have to cut it. And then if you want to see how extended it gets and you want to try to play it again, that's up to you. But at that point, knowing that my buying power was limited on this thing, I wasn't going to mess with it. So it was a lot of emotion in this trade. And obviously, you know, I don't regret taking the trade. It was a bad trade, but you're going to take bad trades, guys. It's how you manage those bad trades and how you decide to handle those bad trades. So with that said, I hope you guys stay green today. I thank GDT for this red day. And like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will catch you guys. Any questions or comments down in the comment section below. I'll catch you guys on Monday. Look for a video on Sunday. I plan on putting one out. Not sure on what yet. I'm going to kind of figure that out on the fly. So talk to you guys later. Peace.